Step 1 is to dump part of your sand into the wheelbarrow. After that, you're going to measure out, if you have not already, the proper ratio of the dry mortar. When you're dumping that into the bucket, you need to watch for the dry mortar splashing out. That's why you always have a drop cloth down under your station so that anything that does come out of the bucket or wheelbarrow gets caught and will not land on any surface that can stain. Once you got the proper amount measured out, you're going to carefully dump that bucket into the wheelbarrow, again slowly so it doesn't splash out. Then you're going to get the remainder of your sand and dump that into the wheelbarrow. And then you're going to begin dry mixing the sand and mortar together. You need to pay attention to how wet the sand is that you're starting with as you mix mortar every time, because it will change the amount of water you're going to add. You're going to pull back the dry ingredients back and forth a few times to make sure they're all thoroughly mixed together, and make sure that you are getting all the way down to the bottom of the wheelbarrow and scraping that so you're not leaving any dry ingredients at the base of the wheelbarrow that aren't getting mixed in, so little chops all the way through. After they are properly dry mixed, you're going to start adding water a little bit at a time. Again, you need to pay attention to how much water is in the sand already that you're using. Sometimes sand will be very dry, sometimes it will be wet, and that's going to change how much water you're going to add to the mix to get to the proper consistency. Make sure you're scraping all the edges of the wheelbarrow to get all the dry mortar mixed into the mud you're making. Keep adding water a little bit at a time. The more you mix, the more you'll know how much water you should be adding to get to the desired finish. Keep doing little chops through the mortar to make sure you've broken up all the dry stuff and get into your desired finish. Once the mud's reached the consistency that you need it to, you're going to get ready to put it in a bucket and send it to the mason. You need to make sure you do not put new mortar into a dry bucket. You want to wet the bucket down, rinse it. That will keep the mortar from sticking to the edges of the bucket. You get your flat shovel, get it wet, and you're going to scoop the mortar into the bucket. You only want to fill the bucket about halfway to 3/4 up. Do not fill it all the way full, or it will not be easy to manage. Whenever you're done using a tool, either the shovel or the hoe, you're going to put it in a bucket of water to keep the mortar from drying on it and sticking to it. You're going to pull all the mortar to one side of the wheelbarrow. Once you're done with the mortar, cover it or put it in the shade to keep it from drying out.